Guys, welcome back to another video, and I hope everyone's having a great day. If you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Jai. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check my other channel in the description below if you want to. My gaming channel, I do 50/50 balance, but I'm having a good time over there, you know. And this is, we're back with Spring Rant. I haven't reacted to him in a while. 13 MCU scenes that were totally improvised. You know, watching this, it really resonated with me because me becoming a upcoming actor, I would like to just learn and create my own unique and just learn from people who's in that field, you know. Let's watch MCU's. Yeah, Marvel.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sir, please. This scene gets me every time. Please, not Spider-Man. He's just a kid. He doesn't want to go, man. Oh, they really nailed the writing here. Wait, what? This scene is what? This scene is improvised? Tom Holland's a genius. Welcome, Screen Ranters.
Oh, really?
Yes, the MCU is full of classic scenes that we all know and love, played pitch perfect by some serious acting talent. But sometimes when you're this good, they let you wing it, and it's too good to not make the final cut. Let's be real though, we know why you clicked on this thumbnail, so pitter patter, Peter Parker, and let's talk improvised MCU scenes. Alright, I think I got myself together enough to get through this scene. When we first saw Infinity War in theaters, it was hard to see what was coming. Sure, comic fans and moviegoers probably had an idea that no good was going to come from Thanos completing the Infinity Gauntlet, but when we started to see Earth's mightiest heroes drop into Earth's floatiest dust piles, no one could have predicted which heroes would go and which would stay. The following are the stages of grief Infinity War put us through. First, our denial watching Black Panther disappear. Wait, didn't he just get here? Then it was anger. Wait, you're taking all of the Guardians besides Rocket? And then we moved into bargaining. Not Doctor Strange, he's the only one who knows what's up. Take Rhodey! But it was the depression of seeing fresh-faced Peter Parker that finally made us hug our popcorn so tight that we got.
I was always wondering why those specific characters.
Look, it was just an experience. He was just a kid, and I'm okay. I'm okay. What makes this scene more incredible is the fact that the only direction co-director Joe Russo gave Holland was act like you don't want to go. Little Tommy took it from there with a heart-wrenching performance, and the movie date I took to see Infinity War hasn't looked at me the same since. While on the topic, we should probably talk about Tom Holland and Tony Stark in Captain America Civil War. From the moment Queens appeared on screen, fans were glued to get their first glimpse of our new Peter Parker. And as can be seen, he did not disappoint. Also, can we talk about how bad Peter is at hiding his Spidey costume? I mean, Tony's able to find it in, what, under a minute? How this teen has kept this from an Aunt May who is clearly in her prime makes no Spidey sense.
Peter Parker.
We forgive. Let's also take a quick minute to worship at the altar of Marissa Tomei, shall we? When Tony moves to recruit the youngest Avenger, he gets up from his chair to sit beside Peter. The trick is that Tom Holland forgot his blocking in the scene to allow RDJ to sit beside him. Ever the professional, RDJ dials into peak Tony and says condescendingly,
"I'm gonna sit here so you move the leg."
It's 100% RDJ using that Tony charisma to jog the memory of the young actor. Couldn't tell, could you? In Avengers Age of Ultron, Jeremy Renner
think that
plays the
means
bull-wielding
when you don't
Hawkeye,
allow
slinging
people to
arrows,
use space,
giving pep talks, and really
sure.
just happy to be here while an endless horde of murderous robots tear apart Sokovia. When Wanda takes them all out with a hand wave, the impressed Hawkeye gives a nod and starts moving towards the heart of the fight before Quicksilver swoops in and takes Wanda away. Hawkeye pulls up his bow as if to shoot Quicksilver in the back and says,
Nobody would know. Nobody.
This actually happened at the end of a cut where Renner quipped the lines while the camera was supposed to have stopped rolling. It ended up in the movie and might be one of his most memorable moments in the film.
Okay.
If you take the time to bring director Taika Waititi into the Marvel Universe, it's safe to say that you're okay with improv and classic quips. Improvised jokes come to Taika like Pringles. Once you pop, you just can't stop. Taika wanted to let the A+ of Hemsworth brothers really show his comedic edge in Ragnarok, and frequently let Chris come up with ideas off the cuff. One such moment was in the scene where Thor and Loki are riffing in the elevator about their get help routine.
He needs to get help. What? Get help? No.
The entire joke and idea was fully concocted by Hemsworth, and Taika let him shoot multiple versions of it for the film. The #1 Hemsworth and, like, what, the second or third best Chris started practicing his off-the-cuff jokes in the early MCU as well. In Thor: The Dark World, Hemsworth added a quick little moment that you might have missed if you were sitting in the theater still questioning if dark elves were wearing pants or just plates on their thighs, or, I don't know, they just looked really weird. Anywho, Jane Foster and her study beau enter into the apartment where the rest of her team is, including a pantsless Eric Selvig. Thor takes a little moment to himself and hangs Mjolnir on a coat hook. We'd expect the God of Thunder to have some respect when he enters a new home, but we have to ask, does this make the coat rack worthy? Back towards the beginning of Age of Ultron, old Jarvis was still just a charming voice in Iron Man's helmet. Who would have known that he'd go on to become, well, kind of bad for a minute, then good, then dead, but then a Disney Plus show. You never know what path life will take you on. So is the case with Tony Stark, who also seems to know that path to what you're looking for is right around the corner.
Read the
After
comment
Tony asks Jarvis to scan the room, he finds out one wall isn't like the rest, and that's when the lines once again blur between Iron Man and Robert Downey Jr.
Please be a secret door. Please be a secret door. Please be a secret door.
And wouldn't you know it, just like the wall, RDJ opened up an unscripted opportunity for a perfect MCU joke. Even with director Ryan Coogler at the helm, the MCU always allows for actors to get lost in their characters. With Black Panther having such a stacked cast, it was just a matter of who was going to get their barb in first. When Eric Killmonger is brought into the council room with T'Challa sitting at the throne, actor Michael B. Jordan decided that it was his time to strike. The Elder Queen proclaims that Killmonger is a descendant of N'Jobu, to which Jordan cunningly replies,
Hey, Auntie.
In an interview with Angela Bassett, who plays the Queen, it was revealed that this line and others Michael was allowed to make up on the spot. If you're going to picture a group of bandits making offhanded quips, you've got to have good money on the Guardians of the Galaxy. This group of space misfits have never shied from cracking wise, and when under the direction of James Gunn was always allowed to. So how did they fare while working with the Russos in Avengers Infinity War? We find out when the Guardians come face to face with Iron Man, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange on the Black Order ship. The script originally ended with Iron Man saying,
I'll do you one better. Who's Gamora?
However, Dave Bautista, who plays Drax, decided to add while on the ground,
I'll do you one better. Why is Gamora?
It was at this point that Infinity War screenwriter Christopher Marcus exclaimed, okay, you're very good at your job. Alright, we absolutely don't have to, but really want to add another from Thor Ragnarok. Let's be honest, it's an unscripted joke, a goldmine. The difference on this one is that we have to tell it because it's a lovely story. When Thor is placed into the battle arena opposite the Incredible Hulk, the Norse god looked decidedly not intimidated. Chris Hemsworth shouts the line,
Friend from work.
Later on, in an interview, Hemsworth recounted that he got the line from a Make-A-Wish child that had visited set that day and fed him the line. He tried it out, and they made it the most memorable part of the scene. Nice work, kid. When we're introduced to the mountain lair of the Jabari tribe in Black Panther, it doesn't seem like the friendliest spot to be. M'Baku isn't known for his warm welcomes to this point in the movie. When Everett Ross, played by Martin Freeman, comes into the scene with the Queen and Shuri, M'Baku has none of it. When Ross starts talking, M'Baku starts hollering and chanting to intimidate him. None of this was planned. Director Ryan Coogler said that the animal sounds were an ad-lib because the character of Ross was very powerful where he's from. So there's this idea to kind of get in there and talk and mix it up. But this was M'Baku's way to say, nah, I'm not talking to you right now. After seeing how many Thor spots are in here, I may have to upgrade Hemsworth to the #2 Chris position.
He's cute as Christmas.
In the original Thor movie, Chris still dyed his eyebrows. Yikes. Even though he looked a little bit different with those golden eye curtains, it didn't stop Hemsworth from adding in an extra laugh. He's already got two pretty good ones on the upper half of his face, huh? Am I right, people? Thor sits down with Selvig, Jane, and Darcy in an Arizona diner that for some reason sits at a weird Dutch angle when the camera starts the scene. In it, the God of Thunder reveals he loves coffee.
This drink, I like it. Another!
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I remember about the movie Thor. Oh yeah, that and the eyebrows. Hey, here's a hunky Chris we haven't mentioned in a minute. Remember how puny Chris Evans was in Captain America, the first one? Well, the first half of the film features Chris Evans on a scrawny body double, but once we get to the scene where he is first given his powers, Cap comes out looking like a brooding beefcake. Like most folks watching the scene, Haley Atwell just had to know what was real when Chris popped out as the titular superhero, and she reached out to touch some man boob. The director thought it was so funny that they ran her ad-libs a couple of times, which Haley Atwell seemed more than happy to oblige to. We would not be doing our due diligence as Screen Ranters had we ignored the Mac Daddy ad-lib that started it all.
Let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've got me doing.
Legend has it that Robert Downey Jr. in the original Iron Man film deviated from the script when he uttered the iconic
I am Iron Man.
Head of Marvel Kevin Feige said of this moment that the improvisation inspired us to go further in trusting ourselves to find balance by staying true to the comics and the spirit of the comics, but not being afraid to adapt and evolve and to change things. After this point, the MCU was never the same again. There is no doubt that the brain trust over at Marvel has always allowed for a lot of improv, which is what always keeps it fresh as a Snuggie out of the dryer. Which is your fave, and which ones did we miss? Comment below and make sure to subscribe for more from us here at Screen Rant. See ya!
Yeah, who would have knew some of these things were improvised? I feel like it's like natural what the character is, and a little bit of the actor itself, you know? Especially the Spider-Man, Peter Parker, that part when he said, I know where to go, I know where to leave. That was great. And some of these movies I've not seen yet, some of the Thor movies at least. But you know, yeah, thank you for them. So thank you guys for listening to the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Be sure to check out my other channel description below. Till next time, have the most awesome positive day. Until next time, peace.